Here are two of my succulents that I brought down from Portland. They've been with me a while. I actually got them in Sedona. The one here has just got some new growth coming on him, which is really nice. So he's doing really well. The two of them did get burnt by the sun initially when I had them down here, so they've been staying more in the shade. And you can see it on this guy, a little more, the browning, but he is popping back with color, so didn't die, fortunately. But we're just keeping an eye on them now. The Royal Mandarin seedlings here, they've been singed from the sun, so they're staying under here as well. They need to be transplanted soon, although from what I've read online, they are not going to produce any fruit. It's more of a grafting thing with Royal Mandarins. Moving over here, Case built some seeds, so we just went ahead and planted them because we didn't know what they were, and they turned out to be a basil type, so they're going well here, and we'll have to transplant them soon, but they're growing really fast. They like the summer heat. We got a sapote plant right here, and it's growing a little bushy from her sister, so I'll show you her sister in a sec when we get over there. Some citrus seeds in the back. Got a Murcot, a mango orange, and a tangelo. And they're coming up alright down there in the shade. But despite the shade, we still have some other ones up here on the table that are doing quite well also. All these citrus seeds I sprouted up in Portland in my bedroom and outside in little greenhouse pieces of plastic that I collected from sandwich containers or egg containers. They didn't grow so fast up there after they sprouted, but since they've come down, growth has still been a little slow, but they are coming along, and that's a little more evidenced here with the sweet lime on the right hand side. So slow growth, but it is coming along, and it could be definitely because of the summer heat as well. One of those basils that I showed you earlier did get transplanted here. Kay went ahead and did that. And then the bigger plant here is a goji berry plant, and when I bought it, it was probably half that size up in Portland. I did read that they're pretty drought tolerant and they like the heat, full sun, so buying it up in Portland I thought it'd be a good transition for it down here, and it turns out it has been. The stalks were a little woody when I brought it down, but you can see there on the right, the green one, it is getting new growth from the bottom, so we'll continue to watch over that guy. So the sister of the other sapote plant is here. I tried growing this one in cocoa fiber, so I need to add a little nutrients to the water maybe once a week every time I water it, since it's not getting those from the soil. But she's coming up very nice. And then also the plum tree here was a transplant. I sprouted this one from seed up in Portland and transplanted it into here. There's another air pruning experiment that I have going on to see how well this does. The plum is a recent transplant. We'll have to get over to the other guys to really show you how this is going along. And it's a little crowded back here, but this is the shady area. So these two are the other air pruning examples. There's an apricot, or aprium, on the left, and the Asian pear is on the right. Asian pear doesn't have as much growth, it's a little slower, but the aprium has taken off. It was about the same size, if not a little smaller than the Asian pear, and it's doing alright. I put the dowels in to help them stay steady. We've had a couple windy days, believe it or not, here in Phoenix. And then just behind them are the ginger plants, the one with the tall leaves, and they're doing okay back there. They did have, they're getting some filtered sunlight in this area, and no problems. They just keep getting new sprouts. The camellia here is another one that was bought up in Portland as a winter flowering plant, and it has just been doing very well, surprisingly, again. The last guy that we have is the jackfruit. This was taken from a seed that a coworker brought to work up in Portland. So I sprouted it up there, up in Portland, and it didn't actually end up poking through the soil until I got down here to Phoenix, and now it's growing pretty big. The leaves are huge compared to some of these other plants, so I went ahead and put it in a larger container just to assume how big it's going to be.